Hello, everyone. If you can confirm that both the sound and the image are okay, but it seems okay. Okay, so let's start. So today I will explain you and introduce you first the APWine protocol and application. And I will explain you a few strategies that you can use to leverage the Jarvis Vault that have been launched on APWine. And we can, of course, discuss what other things APWine will be able to do in the future, at least how we would like to use them, especially with the new token economics where DRT can generate cash flow. So we're going to finish by this. So first, what is APWine? So I'm pretty sure that you are aware of this interface. This is AAV. What does it mean here? If you have DAI or if you have USDC, you can deposit them in AAV. Someone will borrow them. But what you would earn right now, for USDC at least, it will be 1.43% per year. So as you may know, when you deposit USDC or any other assets on AAV or any money market, you will earn those 1.43% at each block. You won't earn 1.43% per block, but per year, so it's annualized, but it will be at each block. So if you have deposited 100 euros or $100, you would earn at the end of the year $1.33. I should have maybe used a bigger amount because it's far from sexy, but you get the point. So the idea of APWine is to say that you could earn this yield, so the $1.43 now instead of earning them in a year. So actually, of course, there is, a trade-off. If I come to you and say, you can decide either to win 100 euro, but 120 euros to make it easy, but 10 euros per month for 1 year. Or I give you right now 70 euros. Maybe you would prefer to get right now 70 euros rather than earning 10 euros per month. At the end of the year, of course, you would have made more money by being patient, by just choosing the second option. But maybe you have your reason. Maybe you don't want to wait a year because maybe you want to use this money to invest in something. So you have this opportunity cost, and maybe you analyze that it is better to get 70 euros right now rather than waiting a year to get 120 euros. So this is how APWine is working. Basically, they tell you you are participating to a yield farming program, or you have deposited money in a money market. You can, if you want, you make a trade-off. So you accept to sacrifice a bit of your money, but you get it now. So, for example, if you need some numbers, basically for the 1.43% on AAV, let's say that you have a yield of 1.4, so you have deposited 100,000 USDC. So what you're gonna do on APWine, you will sell. It's an example. The numbers are all fictive. So you will sell a yield of $1.4 thousand that you could have earned in a year. but you get 1K right now. And why? I mean, who you sell? You will sell for someone who doesn't need the money right now. So basically, it's someone who has $1,000, but they don't know what to do with it. So they said, okay, I will buy something that will make me win $1,400 per year, and I will buy this for $1,000. So basically, there is someone who wants money right now, and there is someone who would like to make their money work for a year. So APWine is also a marketplace where you have someone who wants immediate cash and someone who wants yield. So APWine doesn't work on a year-to-year basis. Basically, they work on a 3-month cohort, so we will go over it. So now that you have understood the main idea, the question is now, how does it work concretely? So the first thing you have to do is to tokenize your yield. And the second thing is to sell the yield which has been tokenized, so the token. So how do we tokenize the yield? So first you have to deposit what it's called a yield-bearing token. So a yield-bearing token is, for example, AUSDC, because USDC is just a token, but it doesn't accrue interest. When you have 1 USDC, after a few blocks, you still have 1 USDC. But AUSDC is different because it's a proof that you are lending your USDC on Aave. So as you may know, if you have 1 AUSDC at 1 block, maybe a few blocks after, you will have 1 point something. So this is what is called a yield-bearing token. When you deposit funds in a money market like Uniswap or Curve, it is also a yield-bearing token because this token accrue trading fees. And of course, it goes the same since now we speak about Jarvis. For all the funds that we have, when you deposit €J into the €4 pool, you receive the €4 token, which is the liquidity provider token that is proving that you have deposited funds into Curve. And this €4 token is earning yield because you are earning the trading fees from people who are trading in the pool. And when you deposit this €4 token into Bifi, maybe you have noticed that Bifi is minting a token. It's called it's a long name, so let's call it the Mu €4. So you receive the Mu €4. What is the Mu €4? It is also a yield-bearing token. It's basically your €4 token deposited into Curve, which is then deposited into Bifi. And Bifi, what they will do, they will just collect the yield from our yield farming program, sell it to buy more of the underlying token. So this is why the Mu €4 is also a yield-bearing token. So here you have to deposit the Bifi yield-bearing token, so either the €4 one or the 2GPY one. When you do that, APWine will create 2 tokens. So the first one is called the principal token, the PET. And the second one is called the future yield token, the FYT. So just to give you an example, let's say that you have deposited JGPY into the 2GPY pool on Curve on Polygon. So Curve will mint a token called 2GPY and will send it to you. Then this 2GPY token, it's what we call into in the APWine system, the underlying token. This 2GPY token, you can do 2 things. You can deposit it in our yield application, or you can deposit it into Bifi. If you deposit it into Bifi, as you know, Bifi will sell the yield and so on and so on. So when you deposit them into Bifi, Bifi will give you a new token, and again, it's not the real name of the token, but it's to make it more simple to say, they will give you the Mu 2GPY token. And this is what APWine will call a yield-bearing token, because again, it's a token that is accruing a yield. If you deposit 1 Mu token, after a few days, you will have a bit more. Then let's say that you have $1,000 worth of Mu 2GPY token. So if you deposit them into Aave, as I said, you're going to receive 2 tokens, the PT and the FYT, the principal token and the future yield token. So the value of the PT will be $1,000. So imagine that the price of the Japanese yen doesn't move at all for the 3 months that the program in APWine is running, then your principal will always be worth $1,000. There is something I forgot to mention about the principal. Sorry. It's that when you deposit the yield bearing token, your token is locked. But I will show you example. I will explain you with example after, so no worry. But basically, when I deposit my $1,000, I cannot withdraw them. It's done. They are locked for 3 months. So this is why at the end of the 3 months, what I can do is to unlock my my principal. So I will get back my $1,000 worth of MOO to GPY. Again, provided the fact that the price of GPY didn't move at all for the 3 months. So at the end of the 3 months, I get back my MOO to GPY. And my FYT, same thing. At the end of the 3 months, let's say that the yield for 3 months will be $200, which is quite big, it's 20% for just 3 months. But again, it's just for the sake of example. I will be able to burn my future yield token to get the $200 of yield that I have earned. But of course, the point is not to do that. The point is not to tokenize your principal and tokenize your yield and just wait 3 months and just burn them to get what the token which are behind. The point is to do strategy. So we're gonna see them after. But for example, to sell your future yield token. So you will sell the future yield token to someone, and this someone, at the end of the 3 months, they will be able to burn the future yield token to get back the $200 of yield that the future yield token has accrued. So that's pretty much it. I hope that it's clear that you have 2 tokens again. One is the principal that the value doesn't change. The only reason why the value of the principal will change is because the price of the Japanese yen against USD will change. But if no, it will be the same. And the future yield token, it's where all the yield is accumulating. So basically, at the value of the future yield token from day one, it's 0 because it didn't accrue anything. But after each block, there is a bit of money that is added to the future yield token. So the value will, of course, evolve. And at the end of the 3 months, so at the end of the period, you will be able to burn the future yield token to get back the yield that have accrued. I'm just taking their questions about that. But it seems that it's okay. Okay, so now the question is, what kind of strategy can we do? So first I will show you on the slide, and then I will share my screen to go directly to the application. So you can do 3 different strategies on APWine. The first one is to leverage the principal token. This is a strategy called fixed rate. So basically, you will buy or you will sell, it depends, but most of the time you will buy a discounted principal token. No worry, I will explain you. I'm just now giving the big title. The second strategy is, of course, to leverage the future yield token, which is basically to sell the yield upfront. The last strategy is to do liquidity mining. So APWine, they have their own token, the APW, and they incentivize liquidity provider to deposit liquidity in their platform, and you can receive APW that's all. You can receive that, so it's a liquidity mining program. So we're gonna go over those 3 different strategies. So first strategy, the fixed rate, buy discounted PT token. So you have to remember what is a PT token again. When you deposit, and we're going to take the example of Japanese yen. When you deposit your MOO to GPY token, you're going to receive the PT token and the FY token. And if you remember, the PT token has locked your Japanese yen for 3 months. So it's a bit annoying, especially in DeFi, when your capital is locked. But the cool thing with APWine is that they make your PT token liquid. So they are paying liquidity provider to provide liquidity for the PT token. which means that you can sell your PT token. So let's have an example. Let's say that you have invested $1,000 within the 2GPY pool. So you receive a PT token, and as you know, the PT token is worth $1,000. So again, if you wait for 3 months, and if the price of Japanese yen didn't move at all for those 3 months, at the end of the 3 months, you will be able to unlock your $1,000 worth of Japanese yen. But again, you don't want to wait for 3 months. So what you can do, you can sell your $1,000 worth of PT token for 2GPY token directly. So for the underlying token. If you remember in the definition, the underlying token is not the Bifi Vault token, it's the Curve LP token. So you can what APWine allows you to do is to sell your PT for the underlying token, so the Curve LP token. So by doing that, you can basically go back to, you can become liquid again. But of course, there is a trade-off. You are selling a locked token for 3 months. So if someone is willing to buy this token, they will do it at a discount. Because again, you can't tell someone, look, this is $1,000, but you will only get them in 3 months. For now, it's just a token that doesn't have somehow value. So this person will say, okay, I'm agreeing to buy you this locked money, but because it is locked, I would ask you to make me a small discount. And like that, everybody's happy. You get your money right now. And me, I hold the risk at the end of the day, because I have to wait 3 months before to get my money. So I value that this waiting period of 3 months will cost you, I don't know, for example, $50, so 5% less. So this is how it works. So basically, you can sell your you can sell your PT token for the underlying, but at a discount. So it also means that someone else can do the opposite. You can buy discounted PT token. So let's take the example of the 2GPY. So here, if I had 100,000 2GPY, it's not a big amount of, it's not a big amount of money. It's around 1,000 something dollar. So if I had $1,000 worth of 2GPY, or 2GPYF, it's the underlying. This is how Curve is denominating a token. So it's a 2GPY factory pool. So what I will do, if I had the JGPY token, I will deposit them into the Curve pool. Then I will go to APWine. I will go to fixed rate or directly to their exchange. It's the same. So either you go to their exchange or you go directly to their fixed rate window. Again, I will show you after on the website. Then you will sell your 2GPYF token, so the underlying, at which price? So here, APWine shows you the price. So right now, there is a 6% discount. So what does it mean? It means that if I sell 100,000 2GPY, I will receive 100,500 tokens. So I will basically, this is my profit, 5,000 2GPY token. So this is like basically $5. So the rate that I will earn will be 5.11% for until the end of the period. The end of the period is April 25. So right now we are the 17th of February. So if I sell $1,000 of underlying, I will receive $1,005 of the locked token, so the principal token, and I will be able to exchange them for 2GPY, but on April 25. So the risk that I am taking is almost zero if I start with Japanese yen, because basically here I just say I will lock $1,000 worth of Japanese yen until the 25th of April. And the 25th of April, I will be able to unlock those $1,000. And this will give me $1,500 of Japanese yen. I'm taking a risk only if Japanese yen is not my main currency. If, for example, at the beginning I had euros and I'm selling my euros to buy Japanese yen, and then I log the Japanese yen, well, if the price of euro against yen is going down as the 25th of April, then maybe I will make more money because I have sold euro to buy Japanese yen. Then I'm earning money in Japanese yen, and then I will sell the Japanese yen for euro at a better price. But if the price of euro yen went up, this would be the opposite. I would lose money. So just remember is that in Japanese yen, you have, apart from the smart contract risk, you do not have a risk. I mean, you have risk on the 2GPY pool, of course, because as you know, the 2GPY pool has an imbalance. It's our J Japanese yen with the GPY yen, so and so on. But this is another risk. What I mean is that if you consider the 2 Japanese yen that is worth 1 Japanese yen, you don't have currency risk here. And this is why this is a cool strategy, because 5% until April 25 equals to 29% of AP, or I mean, maybe not 29, because 29 is if there is no slippage. So what you have to do, let's say it's 2 months, almost February, it's almost 2 months. So you will win 5% for 2 months, which means that for a year, actually it's this year, you make almost 30% on return on your Japanese yen. So this is interesting because it means that right now the 2 Japanese yen yield, the 2 Japanese yen, vault is paying, I think, around 19%. So if you have 2 JPY, it's actually more interesting to sell them, to buy the PT token, and to wait the 25th of April to exchange the PT token for Japanese yen with 5% of profit, which will translate it into almost 30% APR for a year. So I hope it was clear. I know that it's a bit complicated at first, but when you think about it, it's easy. You just have to always remember what is all about. APWine allows you to sell your yield upfront, but by doing that, first they will lock your principal token, and it's what I explained before. People who want to remain liquid, they will sell their PT token at a discount in order to be liquid immediately. And this, the fact that people are selling at a discount, allows people to buy at a discount. And this is how the protocol is supposed to work, because you have people who are in a hurry, they are selling, and then you have people who can make a very good return of investment. They are buying, and they will equilibrate basically the price. So you can also see this as an arbitrage. Then, as I said, you can go to the exchange directly. So again, I will show you on the window. I mean, on the application, you go on trade. So here you can see that I can exchange. No, I took the example of euros. I can exchange 1,000 for euros. So it's almost 1,000 euros for 1,016 PT token. So what is the PT here? If you have understood now how does APWine work. So the PT token is actually the MOU 4 euro. So the token, the 4 euro token deposited on Bifi, locked until the 25th of April. So right now, if I have 1,000 euros, I can exchange them for 1,016 PT. And the 25th of April, I will get 1,016 4 euro token. So I will make a profit of 16 euro, which is 1.6%. So 1.6% until the 25th is less interesting than what we can get on the Japanese yen. Why? Because the 26th is in 2 months, so it means that 2%, 1.6%. If you multiply it by 6 to get the yearly yield, it will be close to 6 and 1.66. So it will be 9.6%, 9.3%. But right now, Bifi pays, I think, something like 10 or 12%. So it's actually more interesting to keep the token on Bifi and to wait a bigger discount rather than to buy the PT token. So it's interesting to buy the PT token on the Japanese yen. It is not interesting to buy it on the euro dollar, at least not for $1,000, because you also have the price impact, of course, it's an AMM. If it was for a smaller amount, maybe 100, then you will have a smaller price impact, and maybe it will make sense to do it. But for 1,000 euro and more, it doesn't make sense. So you also see why there is a liquidity mining, because APWine would like if there is a lot of liquidity, allowing people to buy and sell and arbitrager basically to do their job for bigger amounts. Then I think I missed a slide. Okay, so I will have to show it to you on the application. I wanted to show you the slide of when you sell your token. So I will show it directly on the application. Another strategy is the liquidity mining. So when you go on the portfolio and you go on liquidity, let me just liquidity here. You will be able to add liquidity. So well, here it's to remove, for example, because I already have it. And like every time when you add liquidity, don't forget that you have to stake it after. So here, for example, I have added liquidity for the principal and the future yield token. So they have a pool with principal and future yield token, and for the principal and the underlying. So I have applied liquidity and just earning yield in the form of APWine for 66 days. Now we'll show you the application. So let me just share my screen. Okay, so this is the APWine application. It welcomes you with on the page fixed rate, and you have here on the left the menu. So fixed rate is the first strategy I have described. Fixed rate is when you can buy a PT token, which is, remember, discounted. So for example, for the 2JPY, I can click here and I can buy here the 2JPY, sorry, the principal token. So for example, if I want to buy for $1,000, so it's almost 100K 2JPY, it's the image that I have in the presentation, and you can get 5.11%. Of course, the more you buy and the less you have yield. Why? Because you have a slippage. So the less liquidity there is in the in APWine, and the bigger the slippage. Which means, like for example, here, if I want to buy for almost $10,000 of Japanese, I mean, if I sell for $10,000 of 2JPY, I will just receive 1.3% for 2 months, which will translate to an APR of 6%, which is not interesting because, again, right now the 2JPY is paying 20%. So I won't, I mean, why should I do this to win 6% when I can earn 20%? But again, if I have just 1K, for example, then it could make sense because here I can make 30% instead of 20%. So remember that if someone sees this video and do it, they will maybe do this trade, which means that the price on the AMM will change, which means that the next one who wants to do the trade will have a different price and therefore a less discounted 2JPY, which means that maybe this will only happen for the first one who participates in this strategy. As I said, you can also do this strategy for the fixed rate directly on trade here. So on trade, we will basically go to their AMM. So first, here you select the market. So the market that interests us, for example, could be the €4 on BFI. So you go on the €4 BFI, and here you can trade. So what you can trade, first, you can sell the underlying, so the €4 token. So how to get the €4 token? You have to deposit either JEuro, EuroS, EuroT, or PAR within the €4 pool on Curve, on Polygon. So as soon as you have it, you can buy PT. So remember, if you want to buy for €1,000, you will receive 16 euros of profit, which means that you're going to receive 1.6%. And as I said before, it is not interesting because you can make more money on BFI. And you make 12% on BFI, and here you will just make 9%. And another thing, on BFI, you can withdraw whenever you want. While here, when you have the PT token, remember that you have to wait until basically in 60 days. So the 24th of 25th of April. So it's really not interesting to do it for euro. You can also buy the future yield token. So for example, 1,000 euros will give you 20,000 future yield tokens. So the question is, what is the price of future yield token? So here you have it. So one future yield token is 20. So 20,000, 20,000, sorry, 145 divided by 20. So it's it visits 7 euros. So yeah, you can oh no, sorry, yeah, it will be 1,007 euros. So you can sell 1,000 euros of 4 euro to buy 1,007 euro worth of future yield token, which means that you will make 7 euros out of your investment. Here again, it's not interesting, and because you will make more money when you put them on VC, because here you're gonna make 0.7% for 2 months, which means that you're gonna make less than 4% basically for a year. So why so? Again, is because as you see, there is not a lot of liquidity. This will create a price impact of 8%, so a slippage of 8%. It's of course a bit more interesting if you play with pocket money. With 10 euros, you have a price impact which is very small. This is why you need to have liquidity mining. And as you can see here, you have the liquidity mining. So this is where things are interesting. For euro, if you deposit PT and underlying. So remember what is PT. It's a 4 euro with a move 4 euro, which is locked 3 months. So if you deposit the PT and the underlying, so the 4 euro, you will make 24%. So this is interesting because it is way more than what you will make on BFI. Because on BFI right now, if you put your money in BFI, you will make 12% per year. If you put those 4 euros in APWine in their exchange, so you go here on liquidity, then you go on PT underlying. PT underlying. So you add, for example, 1,000 euro of PT. Here, because there is the price is there is a difference in price, you will deposit 971 euros of 4 euro, and this you will make 24% per year in APWine token, in APW. So it's more interesting if you are in the 4 euro pool to actually withdraw from BFI and to deposit them into APWine. So how you have to do it? When you withdraw from BFI, you have to almost cut it into 2. It's not exactly 50-50 as you can see. So we can check how much it is. So it's 1,000 divided by 1,971. So 50%. Okay, so you withdraw from BFI, and you will keep 50.7% of your MOO BFI token, and you will withdraw 49.3% into 4 euro token. Okay. Then what you do, you go here on liquidity, add liquidity. You will add you go on tokenize, because you have to tokenize your MOO BFI. So you go on tokenize. You scroll down to here 4 euro, and you click on plus here. And here you will, for example, deposit. So we said it was almost 50%. So let's say you had 500 to 1,000 euros. So you will deposit 500. So those 500 will give you 513,000 principal token and 513,000 of future yield token. Then you click on continue, you approve, and so on. And like that, you will get the principal plus the future yield token. And then you go on trade in liquidity, and again you add so the principal. You have to go to euro. You add the principal, then you add the 4 euro token that you didn't deposit back. That you withdraw from BFI basically, and you earn 24% in APWine. And you also have the future yield token associated with your PT. And this is where things are interesting. You can either keep it, which means that you will earn yield on your PT if you keep the future yield token. So future yield token is 10%, so you will make 10%. Or, and again, this is where things are interesting, you can sell it. So you go on future yield token here and you sell it for the €4. So the question is how much money you can make if you sell it. The good news is that how to say, people who are into DeFi, most of the time they do not do research. So they see something new, they see yield, they won't bother to read the documentation, to listen to videos, and so on and so on. And this is basically called misinformation. So you have people who are misinformed, and because there is misinformation, then you have inefficiency in the market. We have the same thing with our own yield farming program. You have many people who participate in the yield farming program without really understanding what we do. And this creates a lot of inefficiencies for them, but it also creates good arbitrage opportunity for other people. So let me show you something. For example, here, for the €4, and everywhere, as you can see, there is, so in this column, market APR. As you can see, you have two APR. You have the PT APR and the FYT APR. So the PT APR is what I explained before. It's the APR of the fixed rate. So this is how much money you will make if you buy discounted principal token. So 17% on the one of StakeDAO, 29% on 2GPO, and so on and so on. The FWT token, it's how much money you can make by selling your yield. And this is where things got weird. So just look at the €4. If you put the €4 into Bifi, you will make 11% per year. But if you sell your token on APWine, you will make 18%. It's a bit odd because if you remember the beginning of my presentation, I told you that you will sell your yield upfront, but at a big discount because it's logical. So usually, if you can make 11% in a year by selling your future yield token, you should make something like around 6% or 7%. But here you can make 18%. It's almost double. Why? Market inefficiencies, misinformation. The thing is, the liquidity mining on the future yield token is big. People can make 200%. And to acquire future yield token is not that easy, as you have seen. So to acquire future yield token, you first need to deposit the euro into Curve, then into Bifi, then you have to go from Bifi to APWine, and then you receive PT and FYT. So it's a complex process. It's not it's not straightforward. So what people do when they see 200%, they don't say, I'm going to do a lot of transactions to get the FYT. No, they just go to the exchange and they buy FYT from the AMM, which makes the price of FYT goes up. They don't care because what they want to earn, they want to earn the 200% on the PT plus FYT. And PT plus FYT is not super risky. Of course, there is a risk because there is impermanent risk. Why? Because in the case of the €4 pool, the PT is the 3 months locked €4 token on Bifi. And the FYT is also €4 because if you remember, Bifi, what they do, they accumulate more €4. So basically, this is a €4 pool, but PT is a locked euro and FYT is a yield in euro, which is accruing. So people, they just go on the AMM, they buy blindly the token, which makes the price of the future yield token goes up. Then they stake it, they earn 200%, and most likely they sell the APY right after. But by doing that, they make the price of the FYT going so much up that it has nothing to do with the real value of the FYT. And it's what is happening on our program. If you have noticed, the APR on our programs, they are always super high, and people are always asking us, why do people buy the reward token? And we always tell them the same thing, because the program is designed in a way that the yield on the reward token is always bigger than the yield on the rest of the program. which means that you have apes who just come to farm at a very high APR, and this makes the price of the tokens, the reward token goes up. So sometimes the difference is insane. Like here for USDC, for example, on Aave pays you 1.51%, but if you sell right now, you will make 9.64%. So it's almost like 7 times more on USDC. Of course, be careful if you have, you can see that there is not a lot of liquidity. For example, here there is 20K dollar of liquidity, so you won't be able to make shit tons of money. Don't think that it's so easy. As you can see here for the €4, the liquidity is only 28K. So let's see how much slippage there will be if, so you go here on trade, if you want to sell your future yield token. So you go on future yield token, €4, and so 1,000 is $40. So as you can see, just to get $433, there is a price impact of almost 4%. And if I do this, so if I sell my FYT token, I will receive at least 430 €, when at the end of the 66 days. So let's make a small simulation just so you can understand the full strategy. So first thing first, you go, you buy €, or whatever euro. You go on Curve, you deposit it. Then you go on Bifi. Then remember that on Bifi, you only have to keep 50% I mean, you deposit 50% of the Curve token in Bifi, and 50% you keep them on Curve, but you don't stake them. Then you go to tokenize. This is the first thing. You go to the last €4, you click on plus. Alors, be very careful. I told to the APWine team that the wording is bad. Do not confuse tokenize and fixed rate, because when you go on fixed rate, if you click on €4 here they tell you that if you deposit €4, it will convert into principal token. It's not deposit here, it's buy. So if you want to tokenize and to generate 2 tokens, do not go on fixed rate, go on tokenize. I did this mistake, but I will tell you after. Sometimes it's not a mistake, so it was a lucky mistake. So you go on tokenize, you go on €4 here, you click on plus, and let's say that you have 10,000 or 1,000 Jarvis, €4. So this is what you're gonna receive: 1,026 of PT and 1,026 of FYT. So then we're gonna sell the FYT. So we go here, FYT, €4, and you sell 1,026 FYT. This will give you 46 €4 F, and in 66 days, basically, you will receive. Ah no, sorry, no, yeah, you just sell what I'm saying. You just sell 46 euros. So what you have done here, remember that on Bifi you earn 12%. So what you do, you withdraw 50% from Bifi. Then you deposit the 50%. You tokenize them. You tokenize the 50% on APWine. You receive FYT and PT. Then you sell the FYT for €4. So you receive 46. 46. It's calculatrice. Yeah, it's 0.46% instantly. Then you deposit. So you go on liquidity, and you deposit the PT and the €4 that you have left to earn 24%. So you will earn 2 times more than on Bifi. Plus, you have just earned €40 cadeau, gift, because you have sold your FYT. And again, you can of course keep the FYT, but since the FYT right now, the price is a bit above the real market price, then you can make more profit. So those are the different strategies that you can do on APWine, and that's also. I know it sounds super complicated, but as soon as you understood the whole concept, you will see that actually there are many things that you can. I told you before that I have done a mistake, but actually it was a lucky mistake. So as I said, I participated. I am a liquid trader into GPY. And so I have parked my 2GPY here in APWine. If I go to liquidity, yes, here I can claim my reward. I didn't claim them yet. So the thing is, instead of tokenizing, I did a mistake. I went on fixed rate and I bought PT from 2GPY from here. So I was lucky because I bought discounted. So luckily I will make money out of it. But it could have been very bad if the slippage was horrible. So what I want to tell you is that when you want to tokenize, you can make a simulation. Sometimes it's not better to tokenize. Sometimes it's better to buy. But remember that when you tokenize, you also receive the FYT token. So you have to make a simulation. If it makes more sense to tokenize, receive the PT and the FYT, sell the FYT, keep the PT, and farm with the PT, or to directly buy a PT with a discount. My understanding now is that I think for GPY, it makes more sense to directly buy the PT because you're going to receive more PT rather than if you were tokenizing it. And you won't have the FYT, but because you receive more PT, then it's okay. Wow, such a complicated stuff, huh? So I think it's worth the shot to dig into APWine, even though you may think that it's uber complicated. But take a look, try to understand a bit more. I told them, honestly, they did a good job on the protocol, but to be honest, the UI is not super easy to work with. I mean, I had issues for it. I had to call them. But the cool thing is that as there were many people giving feedback and so on, they will improve the UI. But also, it's just a protocol. Huh? They are not meant to create easy to use UI. It's up to you, developers, builders, and so on, to create cool one-click easy UI on the top of APWine. Last thing that I wanted to add, so what I see valuable in APWine. So, of course, there is this thing with the tokenized yield, and as you can see, there are many strategies where you can optimize your yield. And right now, many yielding stablecoins, they have crashed. So actually, APWine is here to create a bit more, interesting thing. But so what we need, of course, we need way more liquidity on the pools, more tokenized yield and so on. So more liquidity will make the system a bit more efficient. But what is also cool is that imagine we could also tokenize governance token with a cash flow. So for example, as you may know, GRT V2, the Jarvis token V2, will have a yield and so on. So the first thing I'm thinking about is this: is that okay? It's something to how to say to tokenize the yield and from money market or from farming, but it could be even cooler if we can tokenize also the cash flow from tokens, because you can also raise funds this way. So for example, it could be a very powerful tool for the DAO. So imagine of Jarvis tokenize the future yield for 1 year. So it will lock for 1 year a decent amount of Jarvis token, which are supposed to earn yield. APWine, for example, would, first they could, I don't know if they could, just saying an idea, log them as a VEGRT, receive the yield and tokenize the yield. And the DAO can say, okay, we estimate that we're going to receive, I don't know, $1 million of yield this year. So we are selling it for $500,000. And like that, the DAO can receive $500,000, reinvest them directly in liquidity, while people will have bought something, $500,000, something that is worth maybe $1 million. So APWine will also allow to buy future cash flow. I don't say they will do it. It's just an idea that I will push. And again, it's a protocol. So someone can also come, make a proposal, maybe make some code, and it could be merged if everything is okay. So yeah, there is a lot of value in future yield. And of course, as a disclaimer, because I'm very biased, I have invested in APWine. You can make your own research. There are other protocols that are also doing this kind of thing. I don't want to only say APWine. I want to be honest, and that's all. But on my side, I have invested the product. I like it, so I'm using it, of course. And their governance have listed Jarvis pool, so this is also why. Voilà. So I will let you see this video again. Alors, good question from X4. So why are some of these yields so high on the liquidity provider? It's just because there are not a lot of people. So for example, if you check for the €4, there is $28,000 of liquidity. So it makes sense that the yield will be very high because there is only 28,000 people. But the thing is, the PT FYT is more risky than the PT underlying. The PT underlying is €4, €4. I mean, it's locked €4 and unlocked €4. So the only risk is basically to lock your €4 for 3 months. And maybe you would like to get back your money at some point. So this is the risk that you are taking. But here is different. Here it's locked €4, locked yield, and there could be impermanent loss if someone, for example, comes and says, okay, I will sell all my future yield every time. So they will come, they will sell a lot of future yield, which means that the price will change a lot and there will be more future yield than PT token at some point. And you as a liquid trader, at the end of the farming program, what you're going to do, you will have less PT and more FYT. But the FYT may be worth less than the PT if the price of the reward has crashed, for example. And this is a risk that you may face. But in €4 and in 2GPY, first to do this person should be out of their mind because, of course, they will lose money by selling all their future yield with a big slippage. But it could happen. And that's all. But here, since our yield is paid in Japanese yen and in euro, there is no risk. I'm not familiar, unfortunately, with all the other farm. I don't know this one, for example. Yeah, this is a crypto. So I guess the reward are paid in ETH and Bitcoin. So there is more risk because of the price of ETH and BTC to have your future yield locked for 3 months, while us, it's euro and Japanese yen. So I think the risks are existent but smaller. But to be honest, I didn't run simulations to see what could go wrong in the PT FYT pool. It's something I still have to dig a lot. Voilà, this is for the question. Okay, guys, so thank you for watching. I wish you good luck to understand all the different strategies at once. Don't hesitate to come on the Discord. We have APWine channel, so you can come to ask questions here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks, and see you next week. There is another webinar for yeah, it will be available on replay, Maxime, and I judge by your name that you may be French, and there is just the French live that will start in 3 minutes. Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye.